Welcome to the Superdome. We happen to be in the right venue in our broadcast booth. We have a game in progress here between Green Bay at New Orleans. Kicked off a little bit early. Not a bad thing if you're an East Coaster. Score is 7-6 Green Bay, as you can see here. And gonna get an invite out there to everybody. Green Bay versus. Okay. Join if they wish. Sean Gary is out for Green Bay. So a couple of more things here sort of set up. As you might recall from the real life game last year, this was a blowout where New Orleans took it to Green Bay in week 1. And that turned out to be a bit of an aberration. Green Bay righted the ship, as we know. New Orleans sort of sputtered. And you see Trevor Siemian, a quarterback here, which is not the easiest card to work with. Maybe the worst flat pass right up there this year's set. But the driving, just down a point here. Going to tight end Troutman incomplete. And it's 2nd and 10. Let's see how we got here. I am Anthony, by the way, the coach of the Chargers in the USFFL, broadcasting tonight's game. So a failed extra point is our difference here. Both teams scoring rather early. There's a 3rd down conversion for New Orleans up to the Green Bay 11. A big one on the 4-man card, nice 4-man card of the pack. Looking at ball possession. Kickoff went to Green Bay. They went 75 yards in 7 plays. Kamara loses a yard. And then New Orleans went straight down the field, 75 yards in 4 plays. Since then, a punt by Green Bay. And New Orleans now trying to take advantage of this red zone opportunity. Second and 11. And it's a 3-yard pickup. Flag is down, though. Offsetting penalties. Makes it 2nd and 11. Siemian, 86 yards on 8 attempts. 8 yards, nice pickup on the 6 white die. Makes it 3rd and 3 from the 4. Big play here. Comes the Green Bay D, blitzing 3-4. It's going to go to Kamara. It's guessed right. The linebacker is merciless. He cannot make the play. Touchdown, New Orleans. It's 12-7. What to do here on the conversion? They will go for it. They line up in the blocking back set. Merciless is in for Rashawn Gary, who could not make the play on the 4 white die. Kamara gets the 2-pointer. So 14-7, New Orleans leads. Let's take a look at a few things here. I think it's going to let us look at the computer manager. So we're just going to take a quick look at Gary's rating. Would Gary make that play? I forget whether he's a 0 or 4 run. Pretty sure he's above a 4, maybe a 5 run. Let's see, yeah, 5 runs. So he would have made that play. So the injury cost the Packers a touchdown there on 3rd down. Start off after a touchback at the 25, 6-yard run for Jones, catches us up. 2nd and 4 for Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers offense. So far, it has been 15 yards tacked on to a 7-yard gain. It has been what? It has been Kamara, I suppose, 23-yard run. It's been helping the New Orleans offense. And Rodgers, 76 yards, has been the vast majority. His passing yards, the vast majority of what Green Bay's gotten so far. We've seen it come out in runs here, first couple plays. Dillon in the backfield. He'll go off tackle. Nobody home. Guessed wrong. 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Three wide now, 2 running backs. Takes a hit along the line for the run rating. One stays at 4-3 off tackle. Dillon gets 6 yard again. Guess wrong. And that will end the first quarter with Green Bay attempting to establish the run here. Let's see if they can bait New Orleans into a couple run calls. So far, it's been all guessed wrong running for the Pack on this drive. Short pass, Tanya. And it's flush for Rodgers. On a 55% chance of a sack, the 57 comes out. Instead, a 6-yard gain. So we're going to take a closer look at these pass rush matchups here. It seem on first blush to be pretty good for New Orleans. Flat pass, incomplete. Oh man, there, guessed wrong. Take a peek at the New Orleans D as well. While we wait some pass rush matchups to show up. We've got good to excellent against the run and good against the pass. Well, that's a nice looking run D right there. And this big 3rd and 4. 3 wide, 2 running back. Keep that run alive to Dillon. You can see not many pathways to get your 4 yards. There's some there, but not like most defenses this year. You can take your chances and guess pass all game if you're in New Orleans in many of your games. Off tackle Dillon doing that here, hoping for the defensive card to help. Doesn't because Jenkins makes the block and gets 8 yards and 4 white die. First down to the 20. And there's the pass D. More of a classic looking, really nice pass D for New Orleans. Off tackle Dillon again. This time over to the New Orleans defensive card. I think for the first time this drive in just 3 yards. See the defenders challenged in 8-9. Don't see that much of it this year. Very little completion opportunity. 1 man. Oh, nice looking card there. And decent looking picks as well. Short pass to Devontae Adams. And it's intercepted. He's double teamed. The 12 comes up. It's on Rodgers' card. Look at that. And he scores. Adebo goes all the way. 98 yards. New Orleans takes a 20-7 lead. Great call there by Coach Dancer. In New Orleans, looking to repeat the real-life result here. Jumps out to a 20-7 lead. And you see Scott makes that same comment, going like the real game did last year. Yeah, at least so far, but it's early. Bill Maher, I don't know if that's really his name, but he hits the extra point. Brett Maher, I think it was the comedian or whatever he is, lining up as a kicker, although that would be a funny sight. 21-7 New Orleans leads here, and now Rodgers right back on the field. Try to dig into this deficit that the Packers find themselves in, and perhaps the most lopsided quarterback battle you could ask for. Long pass, and it's double teamed again. Valdez Scantling double teamed by Coach Dan, makes it 2nd and 10. So aggressive double teaming working out. You can see 88% chance of sack there. And another huge sack opportunity, incomplete, no D-die. Take a look at that couple 90%, a 55, a 48, a 40 against a pretty good line of Green Bay. But when you bring that many guys and everybody gets juiced up ratings, those percentages go higher, and you need a pass rush in this set. You just do. 3rd and 10. Short pass, Aaron Jones, he makes the catch on the 7. Good halfbacks have that guessed right. Completion on short pass 7. Jones comes up with it. 1st and 10. Big 1st and 10. For Green Bay, up 35. Keep this drive alive. Flat pass, Aaron Jones, and it finds the hole. One of just a couple holes on Aaron Rodgers' flat pass right card to make it 2nd and 10. Rodgers is 7 of 16. Sticking 3 wide, 2 running back here. Willing to take the run block downgrade here to get rid of the 1 die foiling the runs. And there's a 4-yard pickup on New Orleans' card. Makes it 3rd, and contain is on. So another opportunity here for New Orleans to end a Green Bay drive. This would be the 3rd consecutive if they could. No blitz coming. Flat pass, Lazard. Man is there. He gets 4. 4th and 2. What will Scott do here? Okay, well, I'm going for it. Imperative you guess right, because, you're going to need to bring up your linebackers if you really want to plug those run lanes and shut that down. Look in pass. 2 men are there. Beautifully called. Takes the chance on the run, and it pays off. New Orleans takes over at the Green Bay 43, trying to build on this 21-7 lead. Would have also been incomplete on Rodgers' card on the 10. It's worth noting. Off tackle, Kamara. Guess right, loses a yard. 2nd and 11. The quarterback decision of Simeon's an interesting one. Winston was the actual starter in real life. And the 2nd and 10's an off tackle, Mark Ingram. Guessed wrong. And the white die of 1 causes it to be guessed right. And take a look at Winston. A lot of must runs on there, and he runs for big yards, but we don't see him in this game. Long pass, Kamara. He's flush. 3rd and 11. Needs big yards. Doesn't get it. And New Orleans will punt. It does bring into question whether we'll see a QB substitution. There was not a quick injury or anything, was there? Let's take a look at the injuries. We know Gary's out. Yeah, that's it. And a beautiful punt. Puts Green Bay back to their own 2. See, Green Bay also has, look at that pass rush matchup, also has some opportunities. Demario Davis makes the play. Wow. So on a first down, throwing out in flats, and the 4 white die is called upon. Demario Davis is there. He's a 5. Makes it, he starts looking pass. Makes 2nd and 10. Long pass to Davante Adams. One man is back. It's a 6. It's a long gain on the card of Davante Adams for 71 yards. So Green Bay flexes its muscle. Huge play. Guessed right. One man back there, and that man is a 6. Gets the receiver reading on 10. Dillon guessed right run, rare as it may be, gain, 2nd and 10. Forcing a little bit of guessed run call is the Green Bay offense. A good sign. Stays 3 wide, 2 running back. Back to Dillon. Off tackle. Lots of short gains on his card. Gets 5 yards there on the 10. No penalty. And we have a 3rd down and 5. Shaky card for Mason Crosby this year. So keep that in mind on this 3rd and medium. A.J. Dillon lines up next to Rodgers in the shotgun, 3 wide. Non-blitzing 3-3-5 here at the 22-yard line. Draw to Dillon. And on this 3rd and 5, on this draw, with Demario Davis behind, he makes the play. Stops the 5-yard run, turns it into a 3-yard run. Welcome, Harlan. And that brings up a key 4th and 2. And here you see Green Bay going for it once again. Last time stymied on the look-in pass, 2 men in zone. How about this time? Short pass, guess wrong. It goes to Rodgers' card, and it's complete for 13. Unstoppable Aaron Rodgers' card. Well, practically unstoppable. Makes it 1st and goal at the New Orleans 6. 5:24 left in the half. Trying to cut into this 21-7 New Orleans lead. Full house with Jones and Dillon as your runners. Non-blitzing 4-3. Off tackle, guess wrong. Goes the defensive card just a yard. Second and 5. There was a time that you need those runs to go over to the Green Bay card. This would be it. So we're going to be able to draw a run call here. Seems so unlikely. Lean on those defensive cards with the men in zone. Strong defensive cards in New Orleans. And just leave that run to chance that you land on the defensive card. Short pass to the double team about this Scantlin. And it's complete. However, there's an offside. It's against New Orleans. It's declined. Yep, so we got a touchdown. A double team short pass touchdown on the 10 on Rodgers' card. Makes it a 21-14 game. Touchback here. 4:30 left. New Orleans, I believe, gets the ball at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. And they have 4:30 to work with here. Trevor Siemian remains in the game. I think that's worth watching Make the switch to Winston if this game is competitive in the second half. Maybe the thought for Dan is to save Winston for the division. And maybe in spots like this, you bring him in. There's that Simeon flat pass card, which we mentioned early on is among the worst in the set. It's that blank on 5 to make it 2nd and 10. Simeon gives you low INTs. Snap fumble of 7. Here's Kamara, just gets 5 on the chance to get 15. He's just 2 through 4, 11, 12. Makes it 3rd and 5. He has a must run on 10. His must run fumble is up over 30. So there's one way Simeon will give up the ball. It'll be if he's forced to run the ball. But his INTs are good. 3rd and 5. 3 wide with Kamara in the backfield against Green Bay's nickel. Sean Gary out this entire game, leaves that hole out in the left linebacker spot. It's an end run to Kamara against that 0, just gets 4 yards. So it's trying to take advantage of the fact that there is a 0 run defender at left linebacker. Can't get it done, just a yard short. Decision time here, kind of, for New Orleans. Thinking about it from their own 34-yard line with 3 minutes left in the half, 4th and 1, up by 7. It would be very aggressive to go for it here. No matter the in real life score of last year, New Orleans is the definite underdog here. So if you wanted to be aggressive, this would be an opportunity to do it. Classify this out on the extreme level of aggressiveness. But it's in play, and here we go. Full house for New Orleans. It's Ingram and Kamara. Tony Jones also can run it. 3-4, not blitzing for Green Bay. 6 at nose tackle. End run Kamara. Guessed right. He's going to get this first down. He gets his 1 yard on the 6 white die. The guard could not make the block. It was +7 or +1. Defaults down to the +1, but that's all he needed. First down for New Orleans at the 35-yard line, their own 35, with 2:24 left in this half. Stays 3 wide with Ingram. Scott called guessed right run there. It didn't work out. And now New Orleans gets hit with a quick hold to make it 1st and 20, 2:06 left. So Green Bay, if the idea is just play keep away here, I don't know if the idea was to score. I mean, of course, you always try to score, but the idea behind going for it 4th and 1 was probably about playing keep away more than it was about getting points, since New Orleans is going to get the ball back in the 3rd quarter. Now it's a bit more challenging as Kamara stays inbounds on purpose on a 4-yard flat pass. You see no attempt to get out of bounds here. Doesn't much matter because we go to the 2-minute warning from 2:06 and makes it 2nd and 16. Kamara with 16 rush attempts left. Probably going to see some runs here. Let's see. Or does New Orleans just sort of go for it and risk giving Rodgers the time to put together a late drive? And Rodgers can certainly do that. Saw it yesterday in the Chargers game. Wasn't anything special, but with a minute 37, the team drove right down against the Redskins and won 75 yards in a minute 37. The last minute 37 of the half. And yeah, here you see the run from Ingram, who checked in, not Kamara. Kenny Clark, the nose tackle, checks it and keeps it at a no gain on the 6 white die. The 6 nose tackle, one of the few in the set, makes the play. And we do not see a timeout from Green Bay. So minute 30. On a 3rd and 16. Kamara is in the backfield this time. And here's an end run to Kamara. He gets a short gain. He's going to get 15 yards, going to create another 4th and 1 It might depend on whether a timeout is called here or not. New Orleans is up to their own 44. It seems like this is punting territory. If last time it was a question mark, it's less of a question here at all. And yeah, here comes the punter. 1 minute left on the clock as the clock was allowed to wind down. It's only a 38-yard fumble, but it's a fumble. It's recovered by New Orleans. So the fumble occurred on the bounce, which is the 2 roll. And Deontay Harris picks it up. And with 52 seconds left, New Orleans is in business at the Green Bay 23. Wow, big turn of events there. New Orleans trying to open up a 2-score lead here. And they'll get the ball back in the third quarter. Simeon stays in the game. This would be an instance where you could say Winston could come in and bring you some instant offense. An opportune time. You have a double team pass. Completes Simeon's flat pass. Much maligned. Completes double teamed on his own card for 5. 2nd and 5. Got out of bounds at the Green Bay 18. Now with 3 timeouts, you may not want to start getting out of bounds here. Maybe a play away from turning that off. Just to make sure you can really control it. Whether you want to stop that clock or not. When you get down to those precious last few plays, ticks on the clock. Flat pass again, guessed wrong, goes to the interception split on Simeon's card. The 4 is an incompletion. So Simeon's strength shows there. Many bad QBs might have a 2 through 4 INT guessed wrong on the flats. He does not. So a 3rd and 5, 37 seconds left. After the field goal attempt, if that's what we're looking at here, Green Bay would be looking at 22 seconds left on the clock, which is, it's enough time for Patrick Mahomes to do some damage. So probably enough time for Rodgers too. Looking pass, man is there, 5 yards. That's enough for the first down. Big catch from Deontay Harris on his card. So now we'll see a timeout here from New Orleans most likely. Give them a fresh set of downs and 30 seconds on the clock. That's what we have. 2 timeouts left for New Orleans. 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 13. 30 seconds left in the half. 3 wide. It's Simeon and Kamara. Blitz coming from Green Bay out of the nickel. Kamara brings 2 pass blocks. Not much help, but some. Smidge. Off tackle guessed right. No gain. With the linebacker in zone. Nicely placed. And just saw his excess time out there. Tried to sneak in a run. But Green Bay met the challenge. And now 2nd and 10. 1 timeout left. Simeon, decent enough short pass card. Couple completions in the middle. Here's a short pass to the double team Kamara. And we have a pass interference against Green Bay. It's going to go to the 1, folks. 1st and goal at the 1. 15 seconds left. Which means just play at 15, 8, and 1 second. So max of 3 with this 1 timeout. Full house. Johnson in the backfield now instead of Jones. That's Juwan Johnson. No rushing attempts last year. Assuming he does not have a rushing card. Not sure what he brings to the party. Here's the play call. It's Ingram, and he stopped. So going to have to force the timeout here. Could also spike. He does the timeout. Okay, and that is the right move. But now 8 seconds. What to do? He's going to go. So with no timeouts, needs to avoid a sack. Needs to avoid Simeon's bad must run where there's plenty of zeros. I think the zeros start at 8. on the must run of Simeon. Do an end run here. Short pass. It's incomplete. So it was guessed wrong, and it was a short pass to Kamara. Lands on the defensive card. And now it's another decision here. Go for the touchdown or go for the field goal to close this half. You get the ball back, New Orleans. For that reason, I expect a kick. But let's see. Nah. Going for it. Riverboat Ron, or Dan in this case. Full house against the blitzing 3-4 is Ingram and Kamara in the backfield. Jones back there now. It's an off tackle. He gets 3 yards, touchdown, Alvin Kamara. He would not have gotten it on 5, 6, 7, 8, but gets the 4 roll and takes a 27-14 lead. Here's the extra point, and it's 28-14. We are at the half. Two-score lead. We've got a good one here. New Orleans has gotten some really key breaks here, no doubt about it. You're going to need it in this one. But, yeah, plenty of time for Rodgers to work some magic. $241 yards for Green Bay to New Orleans at 162. As we get ready for the second half kickoff, New Orleans will receive it. New Orleans converting 5 of 8 third down attempts. We have a possible fumble here, and it is not fumbled by New Orleans. Saved by the white die, but they'll start out at the 16-yard line. And let's see here, with a 2-score lead, you probably still see Simeon, and you do. So in our league, I'm in a few leagues now, so it's a little confusing. I believe if you take the quarterback out, you cannot. It's not a free substitution. So he would be gone for the game. And a nice play there on Preston Smith's run rating checked at a 6 white die. Instead of 5 yards, it's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Ingram, negative 1 yards today on 4 carries. 3 wide versus a blitzing 3-3-5. Flat pass. Kamara. The 6 is there. The pass rush gets there. Savage in for an 8-yard loss on the flat pass. Pristine start for the Green Bay D. 2 negative plays. He pushes them back to the 7-yard line. 3rd and 19 for New Orleans. Not the ideal setup here. Flat pass to Kamara. The 4 is there. It falls incomplete. Again on Simeon's 5 guessed right. And here comes the punting unit. 52-yard punt. Pushes Amari Rodgers back to the 41. And he this time runs for 11 yards. And will start out in New Orleans territory at the 48-yard line. So with the wind at his back, Aaron Rodgers is going to try to start to mount this comeback. Off tackle Jones. Guessed wrong. Linebacker is there. That limits the gain to 2 yards. Defensive card, 2nd and 8. Three wide, 2 running back. We've seen that formation a bunch today. 4-3 for New Orleans. Short pass Lazard. He's not doubled up. And Rodgers is flushed, and he will pick up 23 big ones. Aaron Jones gets the 10 roll on the defensive card on the dump off and cuts the field in half from the 46-yard line to the 23 First and 10, Green Bay. The Packers on this first down will pass to Adams, who's doubled up. And it's another flush on a 24% chance, 9 yards. So New Orleans, has the opportunities to avoid the flush. Enough pass rush there to keep it active on that pass rush chart. But just not getting the right rolls here. A couple times in a row. Had 32 yards now of dump-offs in the last two plays. Sets up a 2nd and 1 at the New Orleans 14. Off tackle Dillon. Nobody home. Guessed wrong. Just gets 2. That's enough for the first down, though. Up to the 12. 10:30 left, third quarter. Fly pass alive and well here for the next 2 yards for Green Bay, which is important against this New Orleans D. Off tackle Dillon. Nobody home, nobody behind, 2 yards. No boxes there. And that's 2nd and 8 from the 10. Flat pass remains. Rather giving up 3 yards there than 2. Taking that flat pass option off the board. The blocking back is Tanyan in front of Aaron Jones on the 2nd and 8. Not blitzing 3. Short pass, Aaron Jones. He is not double teamed. 3 men in zone. Rodgers throws on a flush, gets a touchdown. So the flat pass and the flush stay alive at the 10-yard line. It comes into play at the 9-yard line. That would not have happened. Would have been incomplete, I believe. Instead, touchdown, Green Bay. Mason Crosby trying to cut it to 7 points. He does. 28-21, 9:36 left in the third quarter. Saints start out at the 35. And once again, the crowd looks to see who the quarterback is here. Everyone's sort of poking their head. Who's it going to be to protect a 7-point lead? There is a delay in the formation. It's going to be Simeon. Thought maybe the change was happening. First and 10 now, 3 wide. Short pass, guessed wrong. Traquan Smith makes the catch on that nice short pass card of Simeon. He can handle a short pass pretty well. He gets 12. Out to the 47 now. First and 10, 9 minutes left third quarter. Blitzing here on the 3-3-5. Opens up more, make that short pass even more attractive for Simeon. Hunting for that sniper scope. Linebuck draw to Ingram. He just gets 2. 2nd and 8. Ingram stays in the game in this 3 wide 2 running back set. And that does not draw a base D. It's 3-3-5 blitz for Green Bay. Flat pass, nobody home, 6 yards on the receiver card. Could have been a lot more. Instead, it sets up a 3rd and 2 into Green Bay territory at the 45-yard line. Likely 2-down territory here. Not just going to hand the ball over to Rodgers free of charge. Going to make him earn it. Green Bay can earn it. It's a long pass to Deontay Harris up against a 4. Stokes makes the play. Dean Lowry will be out for the rest of the half for Green Bay. And who is Dean Lowry and what is his rating, you may ask? Stand by to spill some water on my computer. He's going to punt on this 4th and 2. It's a coffin corner for Blake Griffin, and it just goes 7 yards. So expected New Orleans to go for it there. If you knew you were getting 12 on the punt, of course you would. don't know that. I'll step away for just a moment. Third and 5. Just missed a 4-yard run from Jones, 1-yard run from Dillon. Guessed wrong, dreaded 5. Caused that 1-yard gain. 3 wide in. It's an off tackle to Dillon. Nobody's back there, but just gets 3. Sets up a 4th and 2 from their own 46. What does Green Bay do here? Green Bay's been going for it routinely. Do they keep it up? Stokes, by the way, is the left cornerback of Green Bay. He's a 4-rated corner. But Chandon Sullivan sits behind him also as a 4, so not much loss there. Green Bay is going for it. Blocking back, Jones. Dan has made some good calls here. Can he come up with another one in this key spot? We are guessed wrong. Linebuck. Nobody home for Aaron Jones. Gets just a yard. Finds the 6 on his own guard. 5 and 6 would not get it done, and the 6 comes up. And New Orleans takes over with a 7-point lead. 5:06 now in the third. Just a tough roll for the Pack, who got what they wanted. And Ingram comes away with a 28-yard run. On the defensive card, it's plus 43. Ingram capped out at 28. 1st and 10 to the Green Bay 19. And that's enough to make Ingram well into positive yardage on the day now. 6 runs, 29 yards. 28 of them came right there. Flat pass. Nobody home. And it's against a 0. That's a 17-yard gain down to the 2. Goes Alvin Kamara. New Orleans poised to push this back up to a 2-score lead. It's a 1st and goal to 2 with 3:54. Full house, Kamara, Jones, Ingram. Against the blitzing 3-4. Short pass. Kamara, it's picked off. 4 men in zone. And it's a 2-6 interception on 4 men. The 6 blitz comes up. And that's good enough for a huge interception by Green Bay. Wow. Blame it on a number of things. Maybe you want to blame it on Ingram's long run being capped. If he would have gotten a couple more yards on that long run last year, that flat pass wouldn't have been good enough for the score. It's not to be for New Orleans on that drive, at least. Up 7. And Aaron Rodgers takes over with 80 yards to pay dirt. Short pass. Blitzer's coming. They get him. Oh, he avoids the fumble. A loss of just 5. Makes it 2nd and 15. That's a key number, as it keeps that plus 15 on the defensive card on 7 short pass alive to make the line to gain. %32% sack chance, and Shy Tuttle comes through. Gets the 14 roll. So now 2nd and 15. The nickel being shown against the 3 wide 2 running back. It's an off tackle. A.J. Dillon hunting for that short gain. He finds it just for 10 yards, though. And it looks like the Packers are going to lose Lucas Patrick for the rest of the game. So another Packers injury. Lucas Patrick is in at guard, probably for Royce Newman, which was a voluntary sub to take the starter out. No, he was playing center, perhaps. He was playing center. So now Josh Myers comes in. Instead of getting a 5 at pass block, it's a 0 short pass, and it's going to be 25 yards when it's all said and done. So 2nd and 15, not a problem for Rodgers, who now is up to midfield. 1st and 10, 2:06 left, 3rd quarter. But that injury is notable. That's for sure. Against this 4-3-D. You see here an incomplete pass. You need to bring some linebackers to get that center activated, though. So it's not on the base pass rush. He would face, however. Let's see who the highest pass rusher is here. Short pass, Lazard. Yeah, 72% chance. It's a incomplete pass. It's throwing at Lattimore, and Lattimore makes the play. 3rd and 10. So there you see Josh Myers right here. Who's coming? He's a 2, not a 0. But up against Quan Alexander, it's a 72% chance it's been added to the mix. 3rd and 10. Short pass, Jones. Everybody's coming. Incomplete, 4 men. It's a 4th and 10. And the punt goes to not to the 1. It's a coffin corner. So to the 17 is where New Orleans will start, maintaining the lead, avoiding points there when the Packers had 1st and 10 at midfield. So nice stop. Gets the ball back. Simeon's the man on this 1st and 10 with Ingram. Short pass, guessed wrong. To Callaway, gets 11. Deontay Harris, he's out for 2 games for New Orleans. So will not lose him on the returning, of course. But we'll lose Harris's receiving. We've got 36 balls and has a really nice long pass column. He gets yards, averaged 15.8 yards per catch last year. So that does hurt. It might affect some of the 3 wide that we've been seeing. And on a 1st down, it's a sack. 13% chance comes up big. 2nd and 17. Three wide. Kamara is split out. Ingram in the backfield. Long pass. Tre'Quan Smith, defensive back in zone, makes the play. Savage is a 4, and he gets the 4 white die to prevent the 32-yard gain. Huge play from Savage. 3rd and 17. Traquan Smith covered by a 4. And there was a 4 in the free safety zone. And that's who got the job done there. And it's a draw, just 2 yards. So we essentially have a 4 and out for New Orleans here, not quite 3. Punt is just 38 yards. Rodgers gets 16 of it back, and from the 45-yard line of New Orleans, Green Bay is aching to tie this puppy up as we enter the fourth quarter. 13:48 left. Three wide, 2 running backs against the 4-3. Long pass to Devontae Adams. He's double teamed, therefore incomplete. Calling on the defender, Debo, who is a 0. He would not have made the play, but because he's doubled up, nice call by Dan. 2nd and 10, off tackle Dillon. Nobody home. Guessed wrong. Gets 36 yards down to the 9-yard line. Hits his 12. Off tackle wrong. And Green Bay is doing it on the ground here. That's 15 carries, 94 yards for it. Dillon. He takes a break. AJ out, Aaron in. 1st and goal from the 9. New Orleans likes the matchups from the 9-yard line. End run, guessed wrong. Nobody home. 57-yard gain, but oh my. Aaron Rodgers knocked out, and he'll be gone for the rest of the half. So touchdown, yes. Injury, ouch. Crosby on for the extra point. Can he tie it up? It's not a sure thing here. The kick is up, and it is good. There's an offside against Green Bay. They'll line him up again. Crosby still 2 through 11, this close. Unless he accepts it on the kickoff, which he might just do. No, I'm going to force Crosby to do it again. This time, it's on the 20s, 2 through 8, excuse me. And it's good. Is it good? Nope, not yet. The kick is up, and it is 2 through 8. Good. So we are tied at 28. 12:36 left. Deontay Harris, 9 yards deep. The injured Deontay Harris hobbling along. Will he return it? No. Tied at 28. Aaron Rodgers out. Got to look deep into your cards now to find the backup. And we know who it is. We know what he did against Kansas City last year. We all saw it. Simeon stays in the game. 3 wide. Flat pass to Kamara against that 0. Gets 8 yards on Kamara's card. 6 white die came up. With the 8 roll, brought it to Kamara, and he still gets 8. 2nd down and 2. Jordan Love's card has some interception difficulties. Short pass, 10. Guessed right, 2 through 11. Long pass, guessed right. Short pass to Callaway here is complete for 12. Up to the 45, 1st and 10, 11, 24 left. Long pass, interception on 8. Guessed right is 2 through 10, 12. Flat pass, guessed right is 2 through 6 on the 10 roll. Otherwise, not a bad card. He gets some completions, and he's got some must runs, and his must runs can get some yards. Long pass, Traquan Smith, incomplete. Went to the offensive card. Simeon, not much of a long passer. Got the 8 roll. Would have worked out pretty well if it went to the defensive card, but it didn't. 2nd and 10. So Rodgers out for the half, not for the game. So that will factor into how you play out this fourth quarter if you're New Orleans. Long pass to Smith again, avoids the interception. 3rd and 10, 2 through 7, 12 interception. on the defensive card of Green Bay. Now it's 3rd and long. Kamara next to Simeon here. New Orleans at their own 45. Blitzing 3-3-5. Here comes the play call. To lean on the short pass, Simeon will go someplace else. Nobody's there. It's 11 yards. Troutman on his card. Flat pass right, head. Just a 2 and a 5 gives him the yards needed. He hits the 5 roll for 11 yards. And it's a huge first down catch for Adam Troutman. 1st and 10. 10:30 left. Flat pass Kamara. He's double teamed. Incomplete on the 3 roll on the offensive card. Defensive card. We could have seen Green Bay taking it to the house. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. Oof. Flat pass Kamara again against the 4 out there. He gets 5 yards on the receiver card again. Sets up a 3rd and 5 at the 39-yard line. The odds of who wins this game have certainly changed significantly in how you play it. How aggressive you've been if you're New Orleans will also, in some ways, you become more conservative. In some ways, like we talked about, making sure you avoid overtime, become more aggressive. From the 39, it's worth taking a look at the field goal card. He's only been through 37, and there he's 2 through 4. Smart. So this might be 2-down territory no matter what here, given the field goal possibilities. Blocking back in as that 0 out at left linebacker. Kamara's in the backfield. It's a short pass to Johnson and incomplete. Finds the incompletion on the Green Bay defensive card, 3-man on 5. Wow. And we see a punt here. So the dose of conservatism shows up. Likely a coffin corner. Indeed it is. And it's going to go into the end zone. Green Bay gets a touchback. And here comes Jordan Love. Describe the card a bit before for you. Let's just give you a look. So we know what we're dealing with here. See those INTs. And then you see his must running. Pretty good. Not much in the long gain category, but he can move the sticks. Flat pass, Lazard. Incomplete on Love's card. 2nd down, 10. A.J. Dillon now stands as the biggest threat from a card perspective for Green Bay. That will certainly yield some more run calls. Here's a flat pass. Nobody home. Avoids the 2 through 6 INT. Oh, opportunity was there with nobody home, but it goes to Love's card. He gets that 10 roll where that 2 through 6 interception sits. Rolls a 7. 8:24 left, 4th quarter. 3rd and 10. Gonna force Love to throw it here. Patrick Taylor in the backfield with this 4-pass block. No blitz coming. 3-3-5 against a 3 wide. Can lean on these receiver cards. A couple good ones out there for Green Bay. Long pass, Scantling. He's doubled up, and he completes it for 28 plus 8 on the double teamed on Love's card. He is complete on 2. Automatic interception on 8 and 12. He finds the 2 roll, and 15 yards is tacked on with a personal foul. Unbelievable. Up to the New Orleans 37-yard line. 8:06 left. Wow. Patrick Taylor, meanwhile, is out for 12 games. So a massive injury for Taylor. But if you are Scott, the way you need to think about that is if you had Dillon in there or Jones in there, they would have been facing probably their max injury. So you probably will take it. First down, look in passing, 5 yards up to the 32. Mason Crosby, we talked about his shakiness. Need to get close. It's 2 through 6, 11, 12. 23 to 32. And just right now, entered the 32 range. Linebacker Dillon, he's keyed. The linebacker in zone makes the play. So just a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 4. 6:54 left. We're tied at 28. 3rd and 4 from the New Orleans 31-yard line. Jordan Love in for the injured Aaron Rodgers. Linebucker Aaron Jones. Nobody home, guessed wrong. Just gets a yard on the dreaded 5. 4th and 3. Decision time for Green Bay. Tough one. Tough. Gotta like Jordan Love's must runs, but that's probably going to draw the run call all by itself. So you want to deal with short pass, wrong passing for Jordan Love? That's probably what you're facing here. Going to load up the flats. Guess run. That's how I'd play this. Let's see what Dan dials up. It's a short pass, exactly as we thought. Loaded up the flats. Here we go. Incomplete. It went to Love's card and hit the 10 roll where it was 2 through 5, 12 interception. On this 4th down, probably going to knock it down anyway. Incomplete, and New Orleans takes over with 6 minutes left. Jordan Love can't get 10 yards, but he can get you 8. He can get you 5. He can get you 4. He can get you those median numbers must runs. You really have no choice there but to call run and hope for the best. End run Kamara. We have a false start, which prevents it would have been a 6-yard gain. Instead, we have 1st and 15 for New Orleans. Trevor Siemian still in the ballgame. I've been harping on that, but I really should look at Winston's card closer, make sure I'm not missing something if he's doesn't qualify. End run, guess wrong. Short gain. Kamara gets 17 big yards up to the 42-yard line. Big one there on 2nd and 10. So here's Winston. Yeah, he had 161 attempts, so he qualifies. Low enough INTs. Heck of a must run. All over the place. 8, 9, 10, and 6. And can run it well. His only weakness is also not a very good flat passer. Tad better than Simeon, though. 1st and 10 to 42. 5:42 left. 6-yard gain. Mark Ingram. Guessed wrong. Makes it 2nd and 4. Up to the New Orleans 48. This has been a fascinating game. I'm not going to say anything. Well, maybe I'll say something bad about the Jags and Texans, but this is in a different league in terms of quality. Off tackle, guessed right. Loss of 1, but Green Bay lined up offsides. That gives New Orleans the 1st down into Green Bay territory at the 47. 4:48 left. New Orleans needs points here before this period expires and Rodgers comes back. Flat pass to Kamara. He's double teamed, incomplete. Nice call by Scott. 2nd and 10. So I don't see why. There's an end run, a snap fumble. It's recovered by Green Bay. So a 7.3 snap fumble for Simeon, and you see the 6. And wow, is that huge. Right at midfield. Green Bay takes over with 4:12 left. Now, Green Bay, think about it a couple different ways. Sure, they want to take the lead here, but they don't want to be too quick about it. They'd be very happy for this to go to overtime. So sort of playing, cautiously, optimistically, trying to get some points, but just would like to get this clock down. And here you go. Off tackle, Aaron Jones. 5 yards. No penalty. 2nd and 5 up to the New Orleans 45. 3:36 left. Run that clock, says Scott. Let's run it. Should see another run here from Jones on this 2nd and 5. He's got a couple opportunities to convert this into a 1st down, which is 5 yards to go. he going to get cute, or does he stick with the run and keep this clock moving? He keeps it moving. He sure does. Jordan Love doing the running this time. Gets 3. So overtly running, as we sort of expect here. 3rd and 2. 3 minutes left. At the New Orleans 42-yard line. Jordan Love snap fumble, by the way, at 20. Off tackle. Jones guessed wrong. Gets 3 yards and a first down on the defensive card. And that's a huge one, as that makes a huge difference in the very big difference in the clock. Would have been a first down with a linebacker there as well. So up to the 39, 2:24 left. New Orleans is going to have to start thinking about timeouts probably after this play, depending on how this first down play goes. Off tackle guessed right this time. Aaron Jones gets 2. 2nd and 8. Going to let it go to the warning. And you're going to have to, at the 2nd and 8 juncture, you're going to have to put all your effort in here to stop them on this series of downs. Force a Jordan Love pass, hope for the best, but you don't want to see this clock run down much further than this. Looking past the Dylan, a man is there. It is incomplete, no penalties. Guessed right. So a bold call by both sides, trying to cross the other one up. And it works out in Dan's favor. 3rd and long, 8 yards, the magic number for Jordan Love on that must run. Let's see if we can sneak a quick peek in here to show you what we're talking about. Take a look at that +8. It sits there, just sits around. Also gets 7. He'll take that 7 yards too. So guessing run, and you could shadow, but getting a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 is not necessarily a good outcome. Flat pass to Dylan. 2 men are there, just gets 3. So 4th and 5 from the 34. 2 through 6 is the field goal kicking for Crosby here. He's outside of contained, so that does not mean you're going to go for it. That contained limitation is a big deal. With all the linebackers intact for New Orleans, I don't think any of them have been hit with injuries. So containment is very much in play. Tough decision for Scott here. Really tough one. I guess you're going to have to kick it. I guess that's what you have to do. But you're not comfortable to give the ball back up at the 41-yard line with 1:45 left. It comes with a serious downside. I mean, do you punt for a net at 14, though? Or do you go for it on 4th and 5, take your chances? Maybe that's the best play. None of them are good plays. None of them are favorable. But your best play is probably to go for it versus a 2 through 6 kick. And that's what he's going to do. 3 wide, which brings up even more guessed right possibilities in addition to the contain. But you see there is a 0 out here. Quan Alexander's a 0. So you might need to shore him up with Marcus Williams. He's in 3 wide, so you can't move anybody else up. Williams is your only option, but he does give you an option. So you might see an end run here from AJ, but boy, that 3 wide, you take away the chances on that one white guy. So hard to predict the play here. Jordan Love's must run looms. It's a short pass. Scantlin, 4 men in zone. Does he get that must run he's looking for? He's flushed. 13 yards. Wow. Big conversion. 16% chance against that backup center, Josh Myers. 24 shows up on the sack die. Leads him to a flush and gets what he's looking for. It doesn't go to Love's card. It goes to the defensive card at 13 yards, up to the 21-yard line, 1:15 left. New Orleans with 2 timeouts. Should expect nothing but runs here. Let's take a look at Crosby. He goes up to 2 through 8 here where he is now, and then he doesn't upgrade until the 12-yard line. So 2 through 8 right here on the 2nd and 11, full house. You're going to take this 2 through 8 chance or take it to OT is just a fine and dandy option for Scott. Line Buck Jones, short yardage, no gain. Not that New Orleans has no chance in overtime. They have a perfectly fine chance, but Rodgers versus Love, I mean, that obviously makes quite a difference. So now 3rd and 11. New Orleans now with no timeouts. Expect another run here. And here's A.J. Dillon. Guessed right. Everybody's stacked up. No gain. 4th and 11. And Mason Crosby trots on the field. If he goes back in variable, he goes down to 2 through 6, 11, 12. Where he is right now is 2 through 8. Crosby lines it up. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 22 seconds left, Green Bay takes the 31-28 lead. Now with 22 seconds, here comes the kick. What sort of kick will he kick? Touchback it is. Deontay Harris only has a long of 39. Green Bay has pretty good coverage too. But the touchback does help keep time in check here. No timeouts. New Orleans does not have a very good long kicker. Max range to the 37 where he's 2 through 4. Simeon stays in the ballgame. Get a couple more long gains on Winston's card. Not much though. Flat pass, looking for big stuff. Doesn't get it. But gets out of bounds. 3 plays left to get into field goal range. Bad field goal range is 32 yards away. Long pass. Kamara incomplete on Simeon's card. Winston would have been scrambling. His long is only 20. It's worth noting. 3rd and 4 on his must runs. 3rd and 4. Eight seconds left, meaning 2 plays. Callaway's double teamed, complete. 4th and 4. Last play of the game. 1 second left. Needs a miracle. Green Bay just 1 play away from holding on for the win. Jordan Love would get the game ball if it happens. Needs 69 yards. He's at home. That helps. Long pass. Kamara incomplete. And that'll do it. Green Bay 31. New Orleans 28. A classic. We'll take a quick look at the stat sheet. $421 for Green Bay, $289 for New Orleans. Both had an interception. New Orleans took one back. Both gave away a fumble. In terms of sacks, 2 times New Orleans was sacked, just once for Green Bay. He plays that interception. 4 men in zone. At the goal line, New Orleans trying to take a commanding lead. And the pick comes up from the 2-yard line into the end zone for the interception for Green Bay. And that was the key play. Obviously, the Rodgers injury was a key play too. Well, we had a barn burner. We appreciate you watching tonight. And we, from New Orleans, will sign off where we saw Green Bay win 31-28. Thanks for watching, everybody.